Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another Kaspa video. Before we get into it, could you please Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button? All right, Kaspa is just under 17 cents. The market's up a hair. Still, well, we're number 22 on coin market cap. So I was just going to talk a little bit about potentially the number one metric for any cryptocurrency, actually. So just another friendly reminder, KRC-20s going live on mainnet September 15th, Sunday, 12 p.m. UTC. And this is roughly some ballpark times I got of when it should happen. If you're in a whatever time frame you are, just Google YouTube what time it is UTC, figure out the difference, and then that'll help you. But according to my calculations, 8 a.m. New York, 5 a.m. LA, London 1 p.m., Singapore 8, Sydney 10. So basically, United States early morning, London, Europe, kind of the early afternoon, Singapore, Sydney, Hong Kong area, the evening. So keep that in mind. Also, I saw that I've been talking a little bit about market dominance, total market cap, for a month or two or something. I saw Dream Crypto did. And he says in his videos that you'll see no other YouTuber talking about this, and he did pull up the Kaspa market dominance chart. But you see that a lot with a lot of people. They talk about, I've seen like Crypto Crew University is a guy that just talks about Bitcoin charts and they're all trying to get you to sign up to some Discord or some trading group or course, a lot of them, but it's like no one else is talking about this on YouTube. It makes them feel like exclusive and stuff. I don't know why it grinds my gears. A little rant here, but I've seen people talk almost about everything. I've seen multiple people talking about certain things. What I think could potentially be the number one metric. We'll get into that in a second. First, you can see Binance is back up to number 3 in the liquidity there. You can see that they've got 81 petahashes. So that's a beautiful thing right there. Here's some, if you go to CasperCoin.net, they have where to trade mint KRC-20 tokens. I'm going to be using the Casper wallet. I used it last time, and they had a way to mint right on this app. So it'll probably be getting updated here in a little bit. And I'm going to make another video tomorrow more in depth about that. But now we're going to jump into the in a second, we'll jump into the potentially the number one metric here. You can see that things are chugging along just fine, and the KRC-20 is going to be huge for just giving miners more profit. So here we are. This is what potentially could be the number one metric. Just the overall global liquidity, M2 supply, global, not just the United States, because you have big banks like the central bank, which you take all the European countries, they're kind of similar to the United States in terms of GDP and everything. China, is number 2 in GDP behind the United States. They're putting some liquidity out there. And you can see, I put a link to this. This is just Bitcoin magazines. But you can see that right here is when in COVID, the liquidity shot up like crazy, because you can see right here, global liquidity was about 72 trillion. And then it shot up. And you can see this is also showing you the Bitcoin price. So Bitcoin is $7,700. Then Bitcoin went up to, well, it's not completely correlated, because you can see that Bitcoin started falling and global liquidity still went up a little bit, but you can see the global liquidity really got tightened, and then Bitcoin went down. And basically when global liquidity started coming back up was November of 2022, which was real close to the bottom of this bear market. And since then, there's been some times it's pulled back, but now we're working our way up again. And so that is a big force. You need a lot of liquidity coming to the market if you want to have different prices. I know some people think $12 to $16 is possible. I don't think it's going to get there personally. That'd be putting it at a $300 to $400 billion market cap, which is not without the realm of possibility. But the more you go up a chart, and I don't even have $16 on here, but the higher you go up this, the more things need to go perfect, and the least likely it's going to be. There's a better chance it's going to hit $1 a higher percentage of chance it's going to hit $1 than $10. And global liquidity, I don't know how much global liquidity is going to get pumped into the market this next year. Feels like they might start turning it on. You can see right here, the ECB cuts interest rates as growth dwindles. You have Federal Reserve going to cut rate. They should cut rates maybe more than or as much as some people expect, and so that is a huge driving force. So how much liquidity is getting pumped in? This is just the global M2, and this versus Bitcoin, but it's a huge factor because at the end of the day, this is also capital wars. This is a chart showing global liquidity, which is not quite on a 4-year cycle, but you can see that it goes up and down on cycles. And right now we're kind of where it's starting to pump back up, and that's going to be good for the market. Kaspa is king. Thank you for tuning in. Also, another thing I'm going to be looking at in the bear market is chains exposed, supply and profit. If you're looking to buy back in the bear market next time, wait till the about 45 or 50% of the Bitcoin holders are in loss, and that's probably a good time to buy in roughly. I'm also going to be keeping an eye on the Pi cycle top indicator, which typically has this orange line touch the green line, and you can see that that's usually near a Bitcoin top. Now, maybe it doesn't hit the top, and they don't touch this time. I don't know. Maybe something will be different. So far, it hasn't got very close on this cycle. So you can see that it hasn't got very close. And I feel like this is going to go back up and get close and maybe touch it again. And that's something else I'm looking at. It's been pretty close to getting the Bitcoin tops. Last time it only called the first top. So that's basically it, is that, uh, you know, keeping an eye on the M2 supply, the global liquidity, there's debt and everything. You need for all these, for crypto to go from what it is now, 2 trillion to 8 trillion, 10 trillion. That's going to take a lot of billions of dollars flowing in to crypto. And so you need more liquidity pumped into the system, and it looks like right now that's starting to happen. And so we just something to pay attention to, because it's obviously you need money, people to have money, big money to have money. And that, you can see that the last couple of years that has been increasing. Now, it really shot up during COVID because everyone started printing money because the world economy basically stopped. So that's probably not going to happen again. So how much it rises, you can see here in the 2016, so this is a roughly, you can see that it actually went up, right here, kind of, this is the kind of the 2016, 2017 kind of, I think it peaked out at the end of 2017, 2018. You can see it went up a lot there. Yeah, Bitcoin peaked out kind of at the end of so liquidity went up there a lot. So, um, you know, we don't control the central banks, but it feels like, according to this, for Bitcoin and crypto to go up, we're going to need the market to keep pouring in some more liquidity. So that's a big factor to keep into when you're trying to figure out your price, because maybe eventually we'll be here, and maybe it's $1.50 next year. If you have your sights completely set on something up here, yeah, maybe it gets there, maybe it doesn't. One thing is you don't want to ride the price all the way up and all the way back down, in my opinion, and not take any profit unless you're already just don't even need money and you're set. So maybe that's good. Like, and maybe you just want to keep acquiring as much Kaspa as possible. But for me, I want to take some profit. So I don't want to ride this up to whatever it gets to. We don't know if it gets up to $2, $4. Maybe it goes beyond that. Who knows? But a lot of times what happens is if you get your sight set on a high price, it might not happen. And you can see, just figure out, I don't think it will go over 4% market dominance. And there's a good chance it doesn't get to 4% market dominance. But, that's really looking like what the max market dominance could even potentially be. And, so Bitcoin gets 160K, maybe we have 8 trillion, gets to roughly around 200K, maybe a little under, that's 10 trillion. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go higher than 200K, but it might. I mean, I could be wrong. I think that people last time everyone has their projections super high. So just keep that in mind, that for me, I'm not smart enough to time the market out. So when I take profit, I'm just going to be selling a little bit here and there and doing the best I can, but also trying to keep it realistic of how much money is really going to be flowing in. Because I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll see, the United States has a huge debt. So maybe we'll see a massive amount of money printing. Um, and maybe it doesn't matter which administration is in charge, who knows? But, look, global liquidity is a factor, and who knows, maybe, China really needs a lot of liquidity and they're a main driving force in a lot of this market. So we'll see. That's all I got. And thanks for watching. It's excited. We got a couple more days until the KRC-20 launch. And so I'm going to be trying to make a little bit more in-depth video tomorrow when I have a little bit more time about kind of my plan with that, and basically some of the projects I'm targeting and what wallet I'm using. So that's all I got. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Stay bullish.